Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're with us on this Friday morning. Got a big show lined up, some cool things to tell you. But first, let's talk about our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 86, low 71, and water temperature in the period going up 1 degree. It's hit 81 degrees. First time in about 2 weeks it's gotten up there. Now, the river readings, check it out, brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Good folks at that office over there and the hard-working folks. Take a look at the Apalachicola Bluntstown. It's got a slow, steady drop, reading a 4.8. The Choctaw Caraville, 2.8. Both of them dropping. So look at that chart. So it looks like my bank account. Just steady drop to it. So it's going to be a great weekend on the river, though. It's really, water conditions are just right. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Great tides. How about low? This morning was about 12:30. It's going to be high this afternoon about 2:06. Coming in strong, and it's going to be falling out strong. So good situation there. On Friday, let's do our fishing game forecast in this period here. Our fishing times, 4:49 to 6:49, and then that's this morning and this afternoon, 5:15 to 7:15. That's brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers out of Port St. Joe. Our wind will be coming out of the west at about 11, so it'll be a nice day to get the boat on the water, nice afternoon. If some of y'all work a half a day, or tomorrow's going to be a nice day. Speaking of boats on the water, I got some good news from FWC. They reported no boating fatalities during the Memorial Day weekend. That's a big one right there. So that makes us all feel good. But I think people may be being just a little bit more careful, the ones that are usually doing stuff like that. So that's good to hear. Maybe they're having some designated drivers also. So that was good news. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Got some cool stuff to show you. Let's start off. Y'all are really good about sending pictures, and like I say, I get some off of my Facebook friends, and then some messages in all kind of ways. But Mason, my grandson, they're down here for mom and dad, Wendy and Walter, moved down to Port St. Joe, but he came over yesterday. Got him a job with the St. Joe Marina, but he had to go through an orientation. So he came over, spent the day with us yesterday, and spent the night with us. And right after we had something to eat, a supper, he said, let's go fishing. So we went off the dock. I mean, he absolutely loves fishing. Here we go. He didn't, there we go. I had a phone, and he made a few casts. He was just tickled to get out there in the water. My old dock's about to fall in, but caught a big old, and I had to reach to get the net. Anyway, caught a big old sail cat. Anyway, had a good time, and they lined right in there. And then it broke it off. Has that ever happened to y'all before? But it's good to just get on the dock with your grandson. Chris Knox. Chris and those young men, I had him back at Mosley. He don't look like one of my former students, does he? Because he loves to fish. They go fishing with John Law, Captain John Law, every year. Joe Wright, Chris Knox, and Chris, this week, they caught him a nice wahoo. Good job, Chris. I'm going to go on that trip with y'all one time. I know I'd get a lot of laughs fishing with you guys. Brock Meyer, I don't show a lot of Brock's pictures because he fishes every day, but every now and then he just makes an extraordinary catch. This was a good trip for 3 guys fishing. A good trip. And look at this. This mahi-mahi, the colors on it, this iridescent color. When this fish comes out of the water, it's one of the most beautiful creatures of God's creation when it comes out. It's just flaming colors like this. I mean, it's coming out, almost just coming out at you. Now, when you put it on ice, it'll start fading. But when it first comes out of the water, it is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Good job, Brock. This is Clay Davis down at Tarpon Dock. His wife posted this. I don't know what Clay's doing, but next time you go to Tarpon Dock, ask Clay what he's doing with that little brim there. I don't know if he's trying to kiss it or trying to eat it. My boys up there at Bear Creek, that lease up there off Highway 20, that 13,000 acres of Leon Mathis and Charlie Wooten, not good. You see what's going on, what they're talking about. These babies are coming along now. And this mama bear was out there looking around for food where the corn usually is. And then what happened, check what happened. The baby just got tired, they just took a nap. I thought that was cool there. Okay, I'm gonna read this to you. This is really special to me. This is Panama City Inshore. This is Captain Matt Smith. Over the last 15 years, I've had the opportunity to guide a lot of folks on the water. This morning, while leaving the dock, the Orth brothers from Tennessee reminded me how long we've been fishing together and shared a picture. Watching them go from boys to young men and maintain their passion for fishing is very rewarding. Captain Matt Smith. So here are these brothers from Tennessee. That's from Matt right there with them years ago. Okay, and they come back and fish with him every summer. Look at them now. Is that not cool? Let me talk about that. Matt Smith and Justin Lee, they were in my class for 2000, along with Mandy Miller and a bunch. That was an outstanding class. But Justin went to college and got a degree in landscape architect to go into business with his dad. And Matt had a good job with Gulf Power, but both those boys had a passion for fishing, and they were close friends growing up, and they were, of course, close friends in class and at school. And over again, we talked about the love of fishing, the passion of fishing. We talked about that whole senior year, and that we all connected, and Mandy had that family heritage, and we just had a special bond, and I just watched those boys. And even with a college education, Justin and Matt got together, this was ahead of time, and started Panama City Inshore. And it was a gamble. At that time in like 03 or maybe 05 or something, it was just getting started. Not a lot of people were advertising online, and not a lot of people were just advertising just to go inshore fishing. But they had this love for it and this passion for it. And they were on, they've been on the show a good bit. Matt was pretty regular coming on the show in those days, in the early days, because I just wanted a young person talking about fishing and all. But anyway, it is a very successful business. I'm just tickled for them, so pleased with them. They're doing what they love, and you see the connection. That's a connection as a fisherman you have with your captain. If you keep going back with them, we feel the same way about Billy Archer. But to watch those young boys from Tennessee grow up and come back every summer and talk about fishing. So that's what it's all about. There's nothing else can be said about that. That's just what it's all about. So I'm proud of those guys. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I talked to Clifford Gay the other day. He can find a canoe livery, and they retired after 38 long years and productive years in the canoe and the kayak livery and the business they had. And I was talking to them, Clifford, and they started in 1985. And I asked, how many did you start with? They started with 15 canoes. And just renting them, and taking a chance on people who were actually wanting to rent canoes. In those days, people, if they didn't have a canoe, they wouldn't fool with it. But a lot of people had canoes. And then started renting them from there, and it just went like this. Now, it was hard work. At one time, I wrote this down. He went from 15 canoes to 130 kayaks and canoes. Is that not amazing? His wife Debbie, but they were there and they worked hard. And it got up to like 16 something employees that were working. They would put them in the morning, then take them out in the afternoon and pick them up and all, and that was a good business. They have sold the business now. They've kept the property and all. They've leased the business to a group of folks, and they have opened up. He said opened up a couple of days ago, so it is still there, and it's still, if you want some canoe or kayak rentals, go to the same place and you get the same service there. But congratulations to Clifford and Debbie Gay. They're hardworking folks and a well-deserved retirement, but it is open, okay? So now, speaking of things being open, the season's open on all kinds of things, so check this out right here. This is a summer schedule, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We got yellow flies, okay? You think it's okay at 6 p.m.? Nope, from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., we got mosquitoes. Well, welcome to Florida. This is what we have. Again, the best thing to do is actually, like we were talking about before, wear long sleeves and everything. Now, I wanted to talk about this. This right here, Casey Ruppel, one of my former students, posted this the other day. He got stung by a scorpion, okay? You see what he said? I got stung by this little guy today. Talk about pain. Now, I've never been stung by a scorpion, but everyone I've ever talked to said that is very painful. And you'll see there are a lot of these. There are like 800 different species or whatever. And there's not, I think, I looked it up just for your information. There were like 4 fatalities in the last 11 years. I mean, it's not real fatal, but they're very painful. And they're around the understuff and everything, and if you clean it up and all of a sudden you get hit by one, they're real painful. Also, keep in mind, you know, if you, like me, you drive and everything's going good, and one of your sensors goes off, and I've gotten conditioned to so much electronics going on. I just, my sensor, I was coming back from Cape the other day on Tyndall, and my little sensor came on right rear tire low on air. And you know, I figured I might have lost a pound of air or something. So I didn't pay any attention to it. About 15 seconds later, a voice came in. I was losing air rapidly, and by that time, boom, I had a blowout. Now I've got 14,000 miles on my truck, and those tires are in great shape, folks. I was stranded, and I had to be back. Here it is. What happened? Of course, I had to. First of all, I was going to change my tire. I'm embarrassed to say I couldn't. I knew how to change my tire, but that dirt was wet, and I couldn't get the jack. It would start sinking down. So the pressure. So I had to call and get somebody to help me change my tire. First time in my lifetime I've had to do that, but sometimes it happens. But it was a fine tire. But when I talked to I got the tire, of course, I had to replace it. And they found like a little hole in it, and you can't see it right here. But what it was, and it's all, as you know, so much construction going on. A lot of stuff falls off the back of these construction trucks, and we had episodes after episode of that after Hurricane Michael. All kind of roofing tracks falling. It's gotten a lot better, but now construction's still going strong. I'd run over something, put a hole in it about like that, and that's why it blew out so fast and just went on boom like that. But if I'd have, you know, paid attention to my sensor, I could have pulled on off the side of the road and maybe saved my tire. But no, I thought it was a little something. So my lesson to you today is pay attention to those sensors, because especially in the newer models, they're pretty sensitive. Okay. Now, let's see. If Father's Day coming up, and I was thinking, you know, we gave away 2 tackle boxes for Father's Day, for Mother's Day, so we're going to do the same thing for Father's Day, 2 tackle boxes. And I wanted to, but I'm gonna give away 1 today, and I'm gonna give away 1 next week. So make sure you tune in next week. And now this tackle, this Weewall Wiggler baiting tackle, you see how much it is. It is a plethora of tackle. I'm talking about some fine tackle here. Let me see if I can get it propped up. Okay, from Bass Pro Shop, a diving lip there, and it's all kind of stuff. And then check out these little spinner blades right here. You see those gold blades? They're excellent. But look how many there are. Okay, then here in the bottom, we've got spinners. We've got some DOA. Okay, we've got some. What we got in here? How about some Z-Man trout trick? On and on. So we got a lot of stuff in here. So this is a Father's Day giveaway from Panhandle Outdoors and Weewall Wiggler Bait and Tackle. And be sure when you stop by there and get your crickets and all tomorrow morning, worms, that you thank Richard Lawrence and his family for helping out on that. So here's the winner, Big Father's Day. We'll leave it here at the studio. It'll be right here behind the desk, and Donna will come ring the doorbell, and Donna will come get it and get it for you. So here's the winner right here. And, I gotta make sure it's a male. Okay, Leslie Kelly.
Why don't you give her the seafood?
Huh?
It's Friday, give her the seafood.
We're gonna give that seafood to that one? All right, Leslie, we're gonna give you the gift certificate to Tarpon Dock for $20, okay? Good idea, Joe. You see why I have such the best producer around? All right, now we're still drawing now as a male for the tackle box. All right. Tanis Khalil. I know Tanis over there in Santa Rosa Beach. Tanis Khalil, you have won the tackle box, okay? Now, I've got to keep this in order. Now, we still have a red snapper to give away, okay? The red snapper, no matter male or female on this one. And the winner is from Cape San Blas, Marty Crumknocker. Okay, Marty. I think Debbie won something earlier, so got it in order right here. Big red snapper. So all kind of cool things we're giving away. And next week we'll be giving away our second tackle box for Father's Day. And if you haven't bought Father's Day, you need to get on it. All right. Let's take a break. Come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back. Still got that blowout there. Again, just pay attention, even with a brand new vehicle almost, and still those kind of things can happen. And if you don't see something in the road, it's, you can't help it. But if you see anything, sort of swerve out of the way. Be careful. I just want to make sure you're aware of that. Now, I want to go to, let's go to Google Earth, see what we got here. Oh yeah, Google Earth. And you're not going to believe this. My Google Earth, I don't know how to fix it. Look at that. It's upside down. Let me see. So all you got to do is press a button and get it right. Okay, so if something going wrong, just press that button and get it right. Now, on Famous Friday Fishing Forecast, the first word I wrote down was snapper. The red snapper bite, you've seen it. Now, you folks are on my trip, we talked about having a video this week. We just didn't get around to getting it done. And we had Brad on yesterday. I had to do a Friday show today. So we'll have that on Monday morning will be the video for the red snapper trip we took this past weekend with Captain Billy Archer. Okay, so but the snapper season for state waters opening up the 16th, about a week from now. It'll be opening up. A lot of folks are excited about that, and it's going to be some good fishing in state waters. So snapper first thing. The second thing I wrote down was wahoo, and you saw in the picture I showed, and you'll see in the video of the wahoo, and been several wahoo caught daily for the past week or two. And again, I attribute that to the warm water that came in early, as did the tarpon. The tarpon bite has been phenomenal this time of year. But the wahoo is really good to eat. We'll just cut it up in steaks and all. It's like eating tuna and put it on the grill. The wahoo bite is good. We don't really, I don't know if you understand how we do this, we don't really fish for wahoo. Trolling out for 2.5 to 3 hours, and put 2 rigs in the back of the boat, and it's sort of a fast, high-speed trolling. The boat's going about medium speed, but it's fast trolling. And most of the time you don't get anything. We were trolling back in the other day, and sure enough, about halfway in, boom, that rod bent like that, and boom, he pulled back on the throttle, and we had a good fight on our hand, and John was a young man that caught it for us. So, and something like that, we just take a fish like that and divide it up with everybody on the boat. So it was a good time. So that was, okay, I had wahoo. The next was mahi. You just saw the pictures of mahi. So the near shore bite has been strong this first week here in June. And the mahi is very good eating. I love mahi tacos. So mahi has been it's just really, I've got 1, 2, 3 or 4 reports from different boats connecting with the mahi. Then the next thing I wrote about was surf fishing. This is a good time of year now, starting the summer like this. We actually got 2 weeks left in springtime. The summer starts June 22nd. But this time of year, if you really want to do some fun fishing with the kids, go out and catch some sand sharks. Sand sharks about that size. They're so plentiful. I was thinking about that. I was putting a report together last night. A kid loves to pull in a sand shark, and they go and tell all their friends, I caught a shark, I caught a shark. So on that, you want to have, on your bait, you want to use cut bait, cut fresh bait, something like a mullet or bonita, and just cut it in chunks. Toss it out there, just let it sit, and you'll get a shark pretty soon. And now the catfish have not started coming in really strong. Now cellcat, like Mason had on yesterday, cellcats are steady in the bay, and that's good eating. But anyway, get out of surf fishing. The sand sharks are strong there, and also. When you throw it out there, you want to have a strong wild eater, and you want to have a heavy weight to get it out there in deep water. So that's something good to do. Okay, I also wrote down in the tidal waters, just really strong tides. We've talked about it every day. I feel like I'm just repeating stuff a lot, but the strong tides on through the weekend. That outgoing tide is so important, and we've talked about it mainly, but I haven't mentioned much about the incoming tide early in the morning. These fishing guides, they love that incoming tide up there in the shallow waters and all, because the redfish and trout are creeping up there to feed on those little crabs. So that's just little things that you learn. So anyway, that should be really good. Flounder, Joe Eddy, number one flounder guy around, he said started gigging. He had a good night, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday night, flounder gigging. So that'd be good. Freshwater, JB Hillard posted, he just hadn't been catching any fish. I don't know why, if JB don't catch them, I'm surprised because a lot of folks over there catching them. So JB, you might need to hire you a guide or something, but he's one of the finest fishermen on the Choctaw River that we have, and it goes on a regular basis. So I want to hear a good report pretty soon from you, JB. Bent Rod Fishing Club. Also right down the river's right, bass activity on a scale of 10, it'd be 8.5 to 9. The bass are really active right now. Billy Grantham talking about how the Lake Seminole is on fire. That was his word. Lake Seminole is on fire, and all kind of cool things happening there. So let's jump down. Last week I started over there in Choctawhatchee. Let's start down here at Carabel. Again, I mentioned this. We'll get a chance over here at Dog Island. If you have a boat and all, that's an excellent place to go. Red fishing, and then right here in the cut. Okay, it's going to be a busy place. Remember, next week, that cut right there. On Saturday morning, they have boats coming all through it. Is a sea quarters, king mackerel, and red snapper fishing tournament. And I'll tell you right now, just come out right there, and we've caught some big king mackerels right in the center of the screen. Right up, we could see Dog Island. We've caught some really big king mackerel right there. So that's one of our fishing spots. Okay, so coming on up here, I'm about to run out of time. Okay. All of the areas, all the locations should be in really good shape. St. Joe Bay should be in good shape. You've got some perfect breeze at 10, 11 miles per hour. Choctawhatchee Bay will be hot. East Bay is going to be strong. The Intercoastal is going to be strong. All of our good areas. Got to wrap it up. You have a great weekend and go fishing this weekend. I'm serious. You have a great day today. Do something good for someone else. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.